Shabbat Shalom. Good morning. All right, so this morning I'm going to remind you, before we start, turn off your phones, make them quiet. There's no games going on right now. We don't need to know the scores. That's what happens at night usually, not the daytime. So turn off the phones. And does anybody have a dark gray book? Just the two of you, okay. There was a dark gray book that has disappeared. It used to be right here, and it has her name on it. And it's not there. So I was hoping you had it, and no one else was going to know. Shh, it's our secret. It'll show up. The things I'm supposed to remind you, you already know, and the people who are here do not have to be reminded of these things. They're things like, if you have children who are getting too noisy, please take them out. We've got the distraction books up on the shelf, but we want to hear everything that Rachel has to say today. So if they get noisy, please take them out. I'm sad to say, I'm glad they're here. I'd like them to stay in as long as we can. We have already, those of you who are here have already learned the details about this book. The book will start where we tell you to start. We may jump around a little bit. We're going to jump to different sections, but wherever we go, whatever page we're on, usually the next page is where we're going. And if we read something in Hebrew, you will usually see transliteration. And if we read something in Hebrew, even if there's transliteration, usually 99.9% of the time you will see a translation too. There's one prayer that's coming up at the beginning of the book that they did not include the translation, but I promise you it's all good. It's just praising God stuff. You're not saying anything bad if you say amen at the end of it, I promise. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you a translation in the back of the book. So other than that, if you have never been here before, I hope you feel welcome. That's our intention. We are proud of this place. We're proud of our congregation. We're especially proud of this girl, this young woman. So as we said last night, the intention of the service this morning is to celebrate a bunch of things. Shabbat. This is a Shabbat service. She is leading a regular Shabbat service. We're not changing it in any way for her, except that she's getting to do more. But this is a regular Shabbat service, and that's the point, is that she's supposed to show that she can lead a regular Shabbat service because only adults can do that. Not all adults can do it, but only adults can do it. So, but we're also celebrating Rosh Chodesh, which means the beginning of a new month. Who remembers which month we're starting? Oh yeah, good. There should be no tests on Shabbat, so you shouldn't have to remember anything that I tell you. So Cheshvan, we're starting the month of Cheshvan. So later in the service, we're going to say a blessing about the fact that the month of Cheshvan begins today. That's going to be your quiz. I'm just letting you know. And if you don't remember, it's okay, I'll tell you then too. So normally on Shabbat evening, before we blow out the candles, we don't blow out the candles on Shabbat. That's why I shouldn't have said that. That's my only mistake I'm going to make tonight. I always tell every Bar Bat Mitzvah student that everybody makes mistakes. I didn't intend to make mine at the very beginning, but everybody makes mistakes, and it's okay. See? They weren't laughing at me, or maybe they were laughing at me. It's okay. I can take it. But it's really okay. So normally at the beginning of a Shabbat evening service, before we bless the candles, I got it right that time, we recognize that sometimes getting to services, sometimes the things that happen during the week are stressful, and so we take a deep breath and let it out slowly. And we take more than one. Take another one. And let it out slowly. And hopefully you feel the tension in your neck go down and everything gets a little bit more relaxed. And you're allowed to keep breathing. You don't have to stop with just those two, but I try to encourage you to take at least two. So at the beginning of the service, I want to remind you that it's supposed to be a spiritual experience. So I'm going to lead you in a few things at the beginning of the service that hopefully will get you in the mood for praying, and then she takes over. So, and she is very ready for that. So I would like to start you on page 102. You don't have a book? Take this one. 102. I'm going to do these things not exactly in the order of what it's supposed to be for a service. I'm going to take the one on the top of the page, on the top of 102. God of dawn and dusk, open my eyes to the beauty of the world and its goodness. Let me be the servant of your peace, which brings all life together, the love of mother and child, the loyalty of friends, and the companionship of animal and human. As I awaken to the world you have made, I know this harmony again and your presence in it. With all creation, I respond with praise and give thanks to your name. Would you read with me at the bottom of 102, please? Eternal God, we thank you for your gift of hope, our strength in times of trouble. Beyond the injustice of our time, its cruelty and its wars, we look forward to a world at peace when men and women deal kindly with each other and no one is afraid. Every bad deed delays its coming. Every good one brings it nearer. May our lives be your witness so that future generations bless us. May the time come, as the prophet taught, when the sun of righteousness will rise with healing on its wings. Help us to pray for it, to wait for it, to work for it, and to be worthy of it. We praise you, O God, the hope of Israel. And one more I'm going to read at the top of 103. We thank you, O God, for this time of prayer, when we become conscious of your presence and place before you our desires, our hopes, and our gratitude. This consciousness, this inner certainty of your presence is our greatest blessing. God, bless our worship this day. May the gleams of your light, the visions of your truth, which bless us here, abide with us when we go out into the world, keeping us steadfast in loyalty to you and your commandments. And we have a tradition here. We turn to page 106. Saturday mornings, we have a tradition of doing the blessings that start in the middle of page 106. They're called For Our Blessings in English, but in Hebrew they're called Nisim B'chol Yom, which means everyday miracles. And I love starting my day with the everyday miracles. This is not a complete list of what we normally would pray for, but I thought you'd be happy to start with some of these prayers and have your day begin with this. Our tradition here is that I will chant it in Hebrew, and you get to chant it in either Hebrew with me or English, but you get to make up your own melody and sing your own words sing your own version of this. And I'm not kidding. This is my test to see if you're going to participate. If not, we have another room for you to sit in. No, just kidding. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sechvivina lavchin ben yom uven laila. Praise be the eternal God who has planted mind and instinct within every living being. I think everybody stole my melody, but that's okay. So this next one, most often when we pray, not everyone with us is someone Jewish. But if someone is with us and praying, then I think that often they feel part of the people Israel. And so instead of translating it as who has made me a Jew, you'll notice that the last word in Hebrew is Yisrael. So we usually translate it as who's made me a part of Israel. So you're welcome to say that if you feel more comfortable with that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Praise be the eternal God who has made me a part of Israel. And the only other time I'm going to interrupt is the next one. The second to last word in Hebrew says ben, which means son. The expression for making me to be free is that you are a child of freedom. And since I'm not a ben, I'm not a son, I would say bat chorin. So you can choose to say ben chorin or bat chorin when we get to the end in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat chorin. Praise be the eternal God who has made me to be free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Praise be the eternal God who helps the blind to see. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Praise be the eternal God who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Praise be the eternal God who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kfufim. Praise be the eternal God who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Praise be the eternal God who makes firm our steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hozer Yisrael bigvura. Praise be the eternal God who girds our people Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hoter Yisrael b'tifarah. Praise be the eternal God who crowns Israel with glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten le'ayif koach. Praise be the eternal God who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir she'ena me'enai u'tuna me'afapai. Praise be the eternal God who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids. I'm going to add like humidity from my glasses because it's humid in here. We now turn to page 108. And at this point in our service, if I can turn on our microphone, yes, the Bat Mitzvah will be coming up and we'll help him. No, you don't need it. You need it? I don't know. Are you tall enough?
No, I'm short.
Okay, so pull it out. Too short? We practiced without it, sorry.
Yay.
Is that good?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, now she's tall.
Yes.
That's good. I can see you now.
All right.
Whoop, I got this.
Yit gadal vayikada shemei rabba.
Amen.
Bama divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon
Echon uvyomechon uv'chayedocho Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv.
v'yimeru
Amen. Yehesh merabba mevarach. La'alam la'al me'almaya.
Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudasha
Brichu.
le'al mimko berhata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma.
v'yimeru
Amen.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach
Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. Your mercy makes light to shine over the earth and all of its inhabitants, and your goodness renews day by day the work of creation.
How manifold are your works, O God! In wisdom you have made them all. The heavens declare your glory. The earth reveals your creative power. You form light and darkness, bring harmony into nature, and peace to the human heart. We praise you, O God, creator of light.
Deep is your love for us, abiding your compassion. From of old we have put our trust in you, and you have taught us the laws of life. Be gracious to us, that we may understand and fulfill the teachings of your word.
Enlighten our eyes in your Torah, that we may cling to your mitzvot. Unite our hearts to love and revere your name. We trust in you and rejoice in your saving power, for you are the source of our help. You have called us and drawn us near to you in faithfulness. Joyfully we lift up our voices and proclaim your unity, O God. In love you have called us to your service. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malechuto, Le'olam, Le'olam Va'ed.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha, u'v'kumecha, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו נטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
Eternal truth it is that you alone are God, and there is none else.
May all the world rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares.
Let them beat their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation. Let them study war no more.
You shall not hate another in your heart. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Let the stranger in your midst be to you as the native, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
From the house of bondage we went forth to freedom. So let all be free to sing with joy. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים, לשמך על שפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
The Eternal One will reign forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai.
You need to start from.
Oh, it's start. Oh, right.
O rock.
No, there's a number one there.
Yeah, that's number one is by the arrow. O rock.
Oh, okay. O rock of Israel, rise up.
Yeah, see, you almost missed your fun part. Try rise up. There you get it.
To Israel's help. Our Redeemer is God Most High, the Holy One of Israel. Oh, now wait.
Now it did.
Okay.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay.
Baruch.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. Adonai.
שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
Eternal is your might, O God. All life is your gift, and great is your power to save. With love you sustain the living. With great compassion give life to all. You send help to the fallen and healing to the sick. You bring freedom to the captive and keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, mighty one, author of life and death, source of salvation? We praise you, O God, the source of life. We sanctify your name on earth. even as all things to ends of time and space. Proclaim your holiness, and in the words of the prophet we say,
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzivot, Melech kol haaretz kivodo.
Source of our strength, sovereign God, how majestic is your name in all the earth.
Baruch kivod Adonai mimkomo.
You alone are our God and our Creator. You are the ruler and our helper. And in your mercy, you reveal yourself in the sight of all the living. I am your eternal God.
Yimloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Zion, lidor vador, hallelujah.
To all generations, we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God.
You may be seated.
Wait.
If you want, you could sit, but I want you to stay here for this one.
Okay. Oh, let me go back.
Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shvi Shabbat, Kulam yisbehu v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, Chemdat yamim, oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, קורא עונג שבת.
Our God, God of our fathers and our mothers, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight.
Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and let your Torah be our way of life. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth.
In your gracious love, eternal God,
let your holy Sabbath remain our heritage, that all Israel, hallowing your name, may find rest and peace.
We praise you, O God,
for the Sabbath and its holiness.
Wait, do I go sit down?
You can go sit down.
Oh, okay.
I got this part. It's easy. It's in English. Thanks for letting me. Eternal God, establish this sanctuary dedicated to your holy name so that the worship offered within its walls may be worthy of your greatness and your love. May every heart which seeks your presence here find it, as did our people in the temple on Zion, that this house may be a house of prayer for all peoples. God, our Creator, hear our prayer and bless us. Have compassion upon all the house of Israel. Preserve us from sickness, from war, from strife. Keep us from hatred and uncharitableness toward our neighbors. And grant that dwelling in safety and walking in uprightness, we may enjoy the fruit of our labors in peace. God, our teacher, hear our prayer and bless us. Be with all who spend themselves for the good of humanity and bear the burdens of others, who give bread to the hungry, clothe the naked, and provide shelter for the homeless. Establish, O God, the work of their hands, and grant them an abundant harvest of the good seed that they are sowing. God, our Redeemer, hear our prayer and bless us. Bless our children, O God. And help us so to fashion their souls by precept and example, that they may ever love the good and turn from evil, revere your teaching, and bring honor to their people. May they guard for future ages the truths revealed to our ancestors. God, our friend, hear our prayer and bless us. We give thanks for the freedom that is ours, and we pray for those in other lands who are persecuted and oppressed. Help them to bear their burdens and keep alive in them the love of freedom and the hope of deliverance. Uphold also the hands of our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. Cause a new light to shine upon Zion and upon us all, that the time may come when your Torah will go forth from the house of Israel, your word from the tents of Jacob. We praise you, our God, whose presence gives life to our people Israel. We gratefully acknowledge that you are our God and the God of our people, the God of all generations. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank you and sing your praises for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for the wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. You are goodness, your mercies never end. You are compassion, your love will never fail. You have always been our hope. Praise be the eternal God, to whom our thanks are due. You want to come help me with this one? Sim shalom. Sim, sim, sim shalom, sim,
Sim.
sim,
Sim.
sim shalom, sim,
Sim.
sim, sim shalom tova uveracha. Sim,
Sim.
sim,
Sim.
sim shalom, sim,
Sim.
sim,
Sim.
sim shalom, sim, sim,
Sim.
sim shalom tova uveracha. Here's your part. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la ya. Ya la 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 la. Sim,
Sim.
sim,
Sim.
sim shalom, sim, sim, sim shalom, sim, sim, sim shalom tova uveracha. Bye. At this point in our service, we get to say the words that are in our own hearts as we pray silently, our own words. Or if you need words, you could look at the bottom of page 123. Yihiu leratson imre fi vehegyon libi lefanecha lefanecha Adonai tzuri tzuri v'goali Adonai tzuri v'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. God, my rock and my redeemer. God, my rock and redeemer. So this is the part I need you to turn back to page 65. This is the part where we have our quiz. I keep saying that. It's not 65, right? It's 162. I forgot. We wrote on our notes here as page 65, but that's the page we started last night. 162. Sheesh. Same mistake twice. 162. Thank you. So we start a new month today. Anybody remember the name of the new month? Cheshvan. Some people call it Mar Cheshvan. Mar means bitter. Some people think that this month is a bitter month. It's a sad month because we have no holidays except for Shabbat in it. But I am a very happy person that we have no holidays except for Shabbat in it. It doesn't exactly give us a break. We're doing lots of other things, but it gives us a different kind of break. But it's Cheshvan, so remember that. And that it starts today. So we say, Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors. May the new month bring for us renewed good and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, and health, a life full of blessing, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Misha sanisim lavotenu le'imotenu, wondrous God, in ancient days you led our people from bondage to freedom. Redeem us now out of our exile from one another, making all Israel one united people. Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan hu hayom. The new month of Cheshvan begins today. We say at the bottom, God of holiness, let the new month bring for us and for the whole house of Israel life and peace, happiness and joy, deliverance and comfort, and let us say, Amen. And our tradition is now to turn to the inside back cover of our prayer books, where we now say a blessing of healing for those who are ill or recuperating. I invite you to call out if you have a name of anyone for whom you'd like us to be praying. You can call them together, it's okay. And God understands in the jumbling of voices, individual voices. Please call them out. For all the names that we call out loud and for all those we hold in our hearts, we pray together. Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. You want to help me sing? Sure. Thanks. She says, sure. I love this. Mi sheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We also add, Mishabarach avotenu v'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. May they return home safely. And let us say, Amen. So this is the point where we get to do a Torah service. Really? I'm glad there's no mic on there. She said, oh my God. She's been awesome. She was even made way fewer mistakes than I did today. But this is the part, and I want to remind you of something important. How long ago did you move back to Shreveport? Like 3 minutes ago? And so most of the places where you're stationed, if you're in the Air Force, are nowhere near where there are other Jews. I'm just saying. You've got a really long trek to get to other Jews. And although she lives in a home where Judaism is encouraged and enthusiastic, she hadn't had any formal training for her Bat Mitzvah until 3 minutes ago when she moved here. And I'm just really impressed with how far she's come. And I think she's going to blow you away with how well she does for the Torah. For those of you who have never read Hebrew before, you figured out which part was Hebrew in your prayer book. So that's already a good sign. The Hebrew goes from right to left, like this up here. It says, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, for out of Zion goes forth the Torah. I know you wanted to ask, so I'm telling you. But it goes from right to left. And if you look up here, you'll see Hebrew without the vowels. So the vowels in your book, if you pick any page with Hebrew, the vowels are the little dots that are, and dashes and lines and things that are under the letters. But when it comes to the Torah, which is thousands of years old, not our copy is hundreds of years old, but the Torah itself, the 5 books of Moses, thousands of years old, and it was written without vowels, without punctuation even. So just to know where a sentence ends and the next one begins, it's not there. You have to know enough Hebrew to be able to read it so that you know it. So I'm just telling you, if you understand Hebrew, then she's sorry you're here. No, I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. I'm just kidding. If you understand Hebrew, I promise you, you will understand every word that she's saying, and that it will sound exactly like if she were speaking Hebrew. It's a very easy to understand. Well, actually, she'll tell you about it. I'm not going to tell you a lot about it. It's a really cool passage to be reading in Hebrew, and she does a wonderful job of it. But it's even more impressive, I'm just going to say, than what she's done so far. Plus, the most important thing that she does this morning to show that she is proud to be a bat mitzvah, and the most important thing she does today as a Jewish adult, is when she is called to bless and read the Torah. So that moment is coming up soon. So I got to tell you a few things about the Torah service. The Torah is the 5 books of Moses, and we like to think of it as God's word, and we respect it. And so when the ark is open, we stand out of respect. And when the Torah marches around, which it will do, because it's important for you to know that the Torah is not something that stays in its holy closet up here, but that it's really part of us, that we get to hold it and touch it, and it's ours. And so in order to do that, she will march it down this way and march it back up this way. We're not going to the outsides. We're only going up this way and back this way. And so what many people do is, to show how much they love Torah, they will touch and kiss. So we will do a little demonstration. If you have a talis on, if you didn't have one, there were some out in the hall. I'm sorry you missed them, because they're there if you want them. But if you have a talis on, then you might take the Torah, pretend this is a Torah, you touch and kiss. If you have a prayer book, you might take a prayer book and you touch and kiss. But you're allowed to touch it with your hands. You could take the Torah and touch and kiss. But what happens when you're on the other side? So you should try to squish as far as you can to get inside. But if you're on the other side and you can't get to it, we have what we like to call Torah electricity. So let's say I touch, I kiss, I pass it. And you pass it. Now what if, there you go, that was good. So what if you don't want to touch it and kiss it? That's really okay too, but what if the person on the end does? So I'm on the end, I take and pass, and you just pass it along. And that's fine, but please make sure the people on the end get some Torah electricity. That's important. So having told you that, I think that those are all the things. We're going to stand up a little bit. We're going to sit down a little bit. The other thing that I wanted to tell you is that there will be people who will come up for honors. Rachel has chosen some people to honor. If you have not been told you are doing an honor, you're off the hook. Don't worry about it. The people who have been told know who they are, and they can be nervous. They didn't get to practice, so if they make mistakes, please be forgiving with them. They're not going to be saying they're not going to have speaking parts, so that's not going to be, I think, messing up part for them. But just know she loves you all very much, all of you, and she's honoring some of you who are family. Having said that, we are going to turn to page 141. You can sit for a second if you want. I'll let you do that. Yeah. Ow, that's not a good sign. Assembled at a mountain, our people, still bent from oppression, found you, found your Torah, found your truth, and embraced the destiny that has shaped worlds. Help us still to shape the world according to your will. Worlds to teach and to learn, to hear your word anew, and to find in it our path to goodness and truth. So I invite those of you, the matriarchs, to come up and open up the ark. We are all turning to the middle of page 142, and please rise for the ark to be open. El harachamim hetiva virtzonecha et Sion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim ki v'cha levad batachnu melech el ram v'nisa adon olamim. We have a unique opportunity here because we would like to show you and show our family here the power of being able to pass a Torah from generation to generation. So we take Abuela. Abuela takes the Torah and the responsibility of Torah and passes it to La Madre, who passes it to the Bat Mitzvah girl. You want me to come in the middle? You got to pass it.
Yay!
It's a heavy responsibility, I'll tell you. You
I got it.
She's got it?
Yes. Do I go march now?
No, wait for me. We got a lot to do before then. She wants to march already. So we say, we're here. Havugod Elohenu tunu chavod la Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato. Beit Yaakov, lechu v'nelcha be'or Adonai, O house of Jacob, come, let us walk by the light of our God. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad, echad Eloheinu, gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu l'Adonai iti uneromema Shemo yachtav. O magnify the Eternal One with me, and together let us exalt God's name. We will begin our march, but turn back to page 141 so we sing that song. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim ha'olam omed. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim ha'olam omed. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avoda ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avoda ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim ha'olam omed. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avoda ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avoda ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al shlosha divarim, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. You sit first. No, just stay there for a sec. One sec. Swap places. So now, you did a great job here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's excited to read the Torah.
I'm terrified.
No, excited. I try to teach them that it's not scared, it's not nervous, it's excited. Say, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. And try one more.
Okay.
Okay, good. You're not see your shoulders are like this.
Yeah, they are.
So breathe. Enjoy this moment.
Okay.
All right. So what do we do?
Touch and kiss.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Turn this off.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. La 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 la. Okay. Vayhi. What? Oh. Okay. Is it open all the way?
I think so.
Vayhi chol haaretz tzefa achat udevarim achadim. Vayhi benos ami kedem vayimseu vik'a be'eret shinar vayishvu sham. Vayomru ish el re'ehu hava nilbana livenim v'nisrefa lisrefa v'atihi lahem halivena la'aven v'hachemar haya lahem lahomer. Vayomru hava nivne lanu ir, umigdal v'rosho v'shemayim. V'na'aseh lanu shem, pen nafutz al penei chol ha'aretz. Vayered Adonai lirot et ha'ir, v'et hamidal asher banu b'nei ha'adam. Vayomer Adonai otam misham, that's not right. Hen amachad. V'safa echad lechulam, v'zeh hachilam la'asot. V'ata lo yidbatzer mahem kol asher yazmu la'asot. Hava nerda v'navla sham sifatam asher lo yishma'u ish sifat re'ehu. V'afetz Adonai otam misham al penei chol ha'aretz v'yachdelu livnot ha'ir. Al kain kara shemah bevel, kisham balal Adonai sifat kol haaretz, umisham hefitzam Adonai al penei kol haaretz. It's right there. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. You can turn in page. Whoops, I gotta turn my microphone back on. You can turn to page 145 if you need the words, but we are now going to lift and stand. You were awesome.
Scary.
It was not scary. It was awesome. Awesome. Not scary. It was awesome. Let's get ready to stand for the Torah to be lifted. V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei v'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. You're good.
Okay.
You may be seated.
Yeah. My Torah selection is from the book of Genesis, starting with chapter 11, verse 1. This is the English translation of what I just read in Hebrew. The whole earth had the same language and the same words. As they wandered from the east, they came upon a valley in the land of Shinar and settled there. Then people said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and fire them well." So they had bricks to build with, and tar served them as mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build a tower that reaches the sky so that we can make a name for ourselves and not be scattered all over the earth." Then the Eternal came down to look at the city and the tower that the people had built, and the Eternal One said, "Look, these are our people. These are all one people with one language, and this is just the beginning of what they might do. Now no scheme of theirs will be beyond their reach. Let us go down there and confuse their speech so that no one understands what the other is saying." So it came about that the Eternal scattered them over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it is called Babel, because there the Eternal confused the speech of the whole earth, and from there the Eternal scattered them over the face of the earth. My Haftarah for this Shabbat is from the book of Isaiah, beginning with chapter 54, verse 1. The Haftarah is a selection from the prophets that is read after the Torah and is connected in some way to the Torah portion. See if you can find the connections. I will be chanting the blessing before and after the reading. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzav v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Sing, O barren woman, who has never given birth. Break out in song, you who have never been in labor. The desolate woman shall have more children than the woman who is married, says the Eternal One. Enlarge the space for your tent. Do not spare the canvas for your dwelling place. Do not hold back. Lengthen your ropes. Drive in your pegs. For you shall spread out to the right, the south, the left, and the north. Your offspring shall dispossess nations. Cities now deserted shall again be settled. Have no fear. You shall not be put to shame. Do not cringe. Your disgrace is at an end. You shall forget the shame of your youth. No more shall you remember your disgrace as a widow. For your husband is your taker, the one called God of the hosts of heaven. And your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel, called God of all the earth. The Eternal One calls you wife again, O once abandoned and brokenhearted, once rejected, says your God, but a young wife still. For a brief moment I forsook you, with abiding love I take you back. In a moment of flooding anger I hid my face from you, but now with love unending I take you in, says your Redeemer, the Eternal One. This is like the days of Noah to me. I promise then never again to cover the earth with the waters of Noah's days. So now I promise never again to be angry with you or rebuke you. Though the mountains may depart and the hills be removed, my love shall never depart from you. My covenant of peace shall not be removed, says the one who loves you, the Eternal. Ah, unhappy storm-tossed soul, with none to comfort you. I will make garnets your building stones, and sapphires your foundations. I will make your towers with rubies, your gates with precious stones, and your border with gems. All your children shall be taught by the Eternal, and great shall be the happiness of your children. You shall be established in righteousness, safe from oppression and unafraid, safe from terror. It shall not come near you. Should any attack you, it will not be my doing. Whoever attacks you will fall on your account. It is I who created the smith, who fans the coil in the fire, and forges weapons by his work. I also create the destroyer to wreak havoc. No weapon fashioned against you can succeed. You shall defeat all who rise to accuse you. That is the heritage of the Eternal's servants. I am the source of their vindication, says the Eternal. Come, all who are thirsty, come for water. Even if you have no money, come buy food and eat. Come buy food without money, wine and milk without cost. Why spend money for what is not bread? Why spend wages for what does not satisfy? Listen well to me, and you shall eat what is good, and your souls shall delight in abundance. Open your ears and come to me. Hearken, and you shall live. I will make an everlasting covenant with you, like the true love I extended to David. As once I made him a witness to the world, a prince and commander of nations. So now you shall summon people you do not know, and people you do not know shall come running to you, because of the eternal your God, the Holy One of Israel, who has given you glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sor kol halamim, sadik b'chol hadarot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'medaber u'mekayin, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'vodah ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, u'mevarchim otach, Yitbarach Shimha Befikol Hai Tamil Olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. No, you're great.
No, I missed
Just
a
breathe. You're great. You're so fast, nobody could tell that you missed anything. That was awesome. Take a deep breath for 1 second.
Okay.
Because there was something important she told me to tell you. I forgot to tell you. Did you hear the part about Noah and the promise in what she read? I think that was the link between the Haftarah portion and the Torah portion. And I'm so was supposed to tell you, she thought it was cool that I'm wearing my Noah's Ark earrings.
Yes.
And my
rainbow.
So tell them.
Rainbow.
My rainbow kippah. That was because it's still the Noah's Ark Torah portion. I want you to breathe.
I'm
Now,
calm down.
okay, she's better. Yeah, breathe. It's really exciting, right?
Yeah.
So it's not because she wants to get done quickly.
The hardest part's over. I'm really happy about that.
The hardest part, they can't hear you. The hardest part's over.
I'm happy about that.
And she's happy about that. Now she has, I hinted to it last night, she has one of the coolest interpretations to this Torah portion that I had heard. And it's a personal one to her. And so I'm very proud of the fact that this is what she came up with. So she will teach you something about her Torah portion. But she's going to breathe first.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
The Torah portion for the Shabbat is read by all Jews all over the world. What are you
I'm
doing?
just moving it
Oh,
over here.
okay.
You're pushing in the wrong direction, so I'm going to take
Okay.
this.
Is that
I can't
better?
hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Thanks.
All over the world, begins with the story of Noah and ends with the Tower of Babel. I got to choose the selection to read to you today. The portion I chose to read, is the Tower of Babel. I don't know if you noticed while I was reading the Hebrew, but it's a pretty great story. There are phrases that are tongue twisters that sound like Dr. Seuss wrote them. While learning to read my Torah selection, I would sometimes mix up words and be reminded of the book Fox and Socks. Then I realized that even if I didn't mix up the words, they seemed to have been written to trip up your tongue when you read them. Some people think that is the point of the Tower of Babel story, to confuse your speech, to make people sound like they're babbling. That is why there are many different languages. That is not the only cool part of the story. Okay, I'm sorry. It starts after Noah's flood. The people found that the dirt where they lived was great for making bricks. They became good at making bricks, so they decided to build a tower that reached the sky. God saw what they were doing, came down, and realized that they were working together for this one goal. I need to stop here for a second, because God said, let us go down and let us confuse their speech. Who was God talking to? Many people think God was talking to the angels. I think that God was breaking the fourth wall. He was talking to us. We get to go down with God and see the scene. We get to help babble their speech, and that is part of the adventure. And I think having adventures is the most important part in this story. While they worked together for a common cause, I don't think they had any adventures. God's very first commandment in the Torah was that we needed to be fruitful and multiply and fill up the earth. But the people building the tower lived in one place and had one goal. God noticed this. Unlike the people who lived in Babel, I have always wanted to travel around the world. Life should be full of adventures, and each of us is given just one life. YOLO! And I plan to make the most of it. That is why I chose to read you the story of Babel instead of the story about Noah and his ark. However, recently, Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, and there have been many other disasters in other places. Hundreds of people needed to be rescued from floods. When someone in need of rescue saw a boat, I can imagine hope once again returning to them. Those boats remind me of Noah's Ark, and I believe that many people who were rescued saw those boats as mini arks, saving them. My mitzvah project was donating money to the Jewish Federation in Houston to help the relief efforts after Hurricane Harvey. In some small way, I'm helping people, and that makes me feel amazing. Part of the adventure in being Jewish is about saving lives. For example, 10 generations after Noah, Abraham convinced God to save a city. The Torah is overflowing with commandments about saving people and animals. I am now a Bat Mitzvah. I am obligated to these commandments, and I am proud to take on these responsibilities, like my father and his ancestors before him, who were all military and dedicated their lives to protecting and saving people. I hope I have a profession that allows me to save and protect people. Okay. Like my mother before me and her ancestors before her, I am proud of my traditions, and I'm looking forward to passing the Torah and its teachings down to my children and their children. I'm looking forward to leaving the tower someday and beginning life's adventures. Reading and learning about the Tower of Babel has been a wonderful adventure. Leading this service and being called to the Torah has also been an amazing adventure, and it is awesome that you are all part of this adventure with me. If I had the time, I would thank all of you individually. Unfortunately, I don't have the time. Thank you everyone for coming and helping me celebrate this and being a part of my adventure. Thank you. Thank you all of the outer-towners for coming down to Shreveport and celebrating my Bat Mitzvah service with me. Thank you to all of Houstonians and anyone else who was affected by Hurricane Harvey to find the time to come. Houston strong. Thank you to all my camp friends, school friends, and any other type of friends for supporting me and making me laugh. And to any immediate and non-immediate relatives, thank you for coming and being awesome. Thank you, abuelo, abuela, and grandma, grandma, she's watching, until my house could take no more. Los quiero mucho, which means I love y'all very much. Let's not forget the one and only Rabbi Jana, who made these days possible for me. Thank you for making learning about Judaism and Hebrew fun. Huh? Oh, okay, I'll slow down. And of course, Owen. Although you can be a little crazy sometimes, that's what makes you so incredibly awesome. I like playing Stratego with you. Thanks for letting me win all the time. I love you. Melanie. No, the other Melanie. Even though we fight sometimes, you are a person who never gives up. Thanks for coming, even though you want to be in your room watching Lab Rats. Thank you, and I love you. Dad, how do I even begin to thank you? I'm not gonna cry. You introduced me to scary movies, and every weekend we get the chance, we would try to watch one. I don't want to cry. And laugh about how stupid the characters are. You are just an all-around fun person to be around, and I strive to be just as awesome and as cool as you. I love you. I don't want to cry, because I want to speak. And last but certainly not least, Mom.
She's crying now.
I don't want to stop. You're making me cry.
No, that's, you got it.
Why do you have to be so smart? Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm pretty sure you passed some of that down to me, so thanks. Mom, you are a beautiful, amazing woman who is a doer. And the things you accomplish blow my mind. I love you so much, and thank you for having me. I'll be here all week. Thank you, I love y'all very much. The end.
Yeah. All right. You'll be here all week?
Yes, I'll be here forever.
Forever. All right. She's kind of almost not really done. Because next we're going to return the Torah to the ark so that we can continue with some of the crying. Okay. And I've got to ask, the awesome and the cool Melanie and Owen to come and help us open the ark. We're turning to page 146. Oh, yeah, I know. You ready to pass out? Not yet. Okay, good. No passing out. Page 146, please rise when the ark is open. Ready, go. Here, okay, 146. Oh, we need the Torah. How are we going to return the Torah without the Torah? You got me lightheaded too. Oops, smash. We need the Torah. I was going to forget something in this process. Ready? Open the door a little bit more so I can get past. Then we can do this. You want to open the little one too? You guys can take a Torah also. Grab. You want a snuggle one? You want to take one? They're so cute. You want take the cutest one. Right? Help me with this for a second. Yehallelu et Shem Adonai ki nisgav shemo levado. Let us praise the eternal God, whose name alone is exalted. Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. God's teaching is perfect, reviving the soul. God's word is unfailing, making wise the simple. God's precepts are right, delighting the mind. God's mitzvah is clear, giving light to the eyes. God's doctrine is pure, enduring forever. God's guidance is true and altogether just. Behold, lift them up. A good doctrine has been given to you, my Torah. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast. You have to hold it like this, tight. Hold it tight like this. Hold it tight. Tighten your heart? Okay. For those who hold it fast. All who cling to it find happiness. All its ways are pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. So you can put that back while we sing this. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh yameinu yameinu kekedem. And when the ark is closed, you may be seated. Good job. No, you can't sit down yet. Let me have one of these. All right, she thinks she's done, but she's not done yet because first her parents have something that they want to try to say to her. I'll take the tissues back, Al. Yeah, you're done with that for a while. Sorry?
I'm going to stand right here.
I did. Tissues are back up. All right, you stand on this. I've got one here. You going to read yours first?
Yeah, Mom.
Dad, stay with them. They're going to need your help. They're about to fall down. She wants to pass out.
Rachel.
Oh, God.
What'd you expect? I know, but what'd you expect?
I am overwhelmed with emotion. Watching you grow the last 14 years has truly been incredible. You have become a beautiful lady who is strong-willed with a strong personality, who has persevered through many obstacles. Your ability to acclimate to new environments is extraordinary. Studying for a Bat Mitzvah is tough, and you managed to work through it in such a short amount of time with a new rabbi and a new Jewish community. My hope is that you continue to study and practice our Jewish traditions. You amaze me with all your accomplishments, and I am so proud of you. I can't wait to see you continue to flourish. Rabbi, thank you so much for your dedication to this community, to this temple, and to Rachel. I received many, many compliments last night for Rachel, but I have to say that many also said what a great rabbi we have here. Thank you for making all of our family and friends feel welcome here today.
I'll just speak for a minute. So it's amazing when your kids surprise you in great ways. So those of you with kids, they come home from school. How was your day? Fun. What'd you do? Stuff. And then to hear an eloquent and intelligent speech was pretty phenomenal. So who here has never been to a bat mitzvah? About how, okay, so I've never been to a bat mitzvah, so I wasn't sure what to expect. So if you're kind of looking around, not really sure what's coming up next, you are not alone. So for those of you who haven't been, you kind of don't know how it goes. So I asked my wife, I said, what is it that I should talk about? She said, talk about Rachel. And I said, okay, well, that's Rachel's favorite subject, so that should be pretty easy. So I've known Rachel for a while. I was the 5th person to meet Rachel. After the doctor, the 2 nurses, and her mom, so I do know a little bit about her. I will now go into the scripted portion of the speech. So Rachel is a military brat, and I know that there's a couple of you guys here in the audience with us as well, and I see that as a badge of honor. What a military brat means is that you are used to the stressors, moves, and cultural changes that come with going to a new place and being in a new environment, a new school, and a new home. And as a military brat, she's moved around probably more than some of her friends. But because of that, she's able to acclimate quickly and make friends quickly, which kind of brings me to the theme of what this is about, and that's resilience. And she is a resilient person. She's bagged more than 70 piles of leaves in front of our Virginia house when you couldn't see the ground. The entire ground was just flat brown. She's waded through more than 1.5 million cicadas when they come out once every 17 years in Virginia. And it sounds like a small jet engine outside on her way to school. She's thrown boiling water into the air and watched it come down as kind of a fine mist because it's so cold outside. She's taken care of her brother and her sister while Dad was deployed and Mom was at work. She survived yet another flood when the Canadian waters spilled over into our river, and we were on a boil order so we wouldn't get sick. She's walked to the bus stop to go to school with snow over her head on both sides, with any exposed skin blocked off because it starts to freeze within seconds. She can survive any environment because I've seen it. She's resilient. I'm grateful for the help and strength set by the family, Rachel's friends of many faiths, and obviously Rabbi. I'm also very proud to stand here, and I'm excited to see what she'll do next. And if you ask me, well, what is it that she can do? And I'll say, what can't she do? Thank you.
We give thanks for this day and for the years of growth and learning that have preceded it. Now as our child step forth to affirm her commitment to the ideals and mitzvot of our faith, our soul is joyful, our mind is at peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechiyanu v'kiyimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Amen.
That was awesome. That was beautiful.
I'm going to keep this.
We'll put it over here.
I want to keep
You
it.
can put it, you'll have it. So we now have presentations to make from our congregation to Rachel. Yay. We begin with a brotherhood presentation. Let me find a book to give you. You still going to need these? They're right here just in case you need them.
Rachel, we of the Brotherhood are very pleased. First, that you got back here and was able to do your bar mitzvah with us.
Give them the tissues.
Rabbi always jokes that I get emotional.
It's not a joke.
But I love this congregation, and I love our kids. I was going to speak a little bit about being a military brat. My wife is one. My wife reminded me this morning that my children were one. For not a long time, but for short periods. Having one kid born in Louisiana and one born in Alaska.
Wow.
Well, I had an Eskimo and a Cajun. And it's being a military brat, as your dad said, is very wonderful experience. Because you meet people from all over the world, have friends from everywhere, and sometimes you're lucky to get to come back and see your friends again. My wife was one, and we'd been married 40 years, but not after we were married very long. We get a letter from Orleans. And I said, oh, what are you getting a letter from Orleans High School? Thinking about New Orleans. It's Orleans, France. That's where she went to high school. So you'll get a chance still. Hopefully, you'll get a lot more time here in Shreveport.
Hopefully, yeah.
But on behalf of the Brotherhood, I present to you our Gates of Prayer book that you can carry with you everywhere and to always remember Shreveport.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm starting to think we should call it a Bat Mitzvah. We're not clapping in those services. We now call up, representing the sisterhood, Helene Bronig. She may still need these two. Stick them in the corner. Who knows?
Rachel, we are so happy to be here with you today. I think everybody would agree that you taught us and you inspired us, and yes, you entertained us.
That's good.
And for all of that, we are very grateful. I remember when you first lived here, and you
wow.
came to religious school as about a 3-year-old, and this precious little girl walked in, and then some months ago, I get an email from Esther. We're returning to Shreveport. Well, I could not have imagined the young woman who would be coming back to us. But you have been such a pleasure to have back in our religious school, and you have been so much fun for me to talk to because I would see her daily recently as she came to practice with the rabbi, and always with a smile on her face, always interested in how my day had been, and just such a pleasure. So on behalf of the sisterhood, we present you with candlesticks that you picked out yourself. And that's a good thing because you will always enjoy them because you liked them to start with, but they will mean more and more as you light them in your own life. So thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
being
much.
back with us.
Yay.
They're beautiful candlesticks. I'll hint to you that they have, clapping,
No clapping?
it's a service. I'll give you a hint about the candlesticks. They're crystal with designs inside the crystal of, you remember?
No.
Yeah, Shabbat things.
I knew I liked it.
Candles and things, but they also have, part of what I loved about the fact, I didn't influence her at all. She had her choice, but these are made with a base, and the top are Jerusalem stone, which are made from the same thing that our wall is made of. So hopefully you'll always remember wherever you travel. They're small enough to travel with you, wherever you go. And I still use the ones that I got for my bat mitzvah. You'll always remember where you became bat mitzvah, this community and your connection. So we now call our president to make the presentation from the congregation.
As usual, I get to wrap things up.
Good luck.
I get to present you with your certificate of bat mitzvah. And Rachel, having done this a number of times, I know that everybody that comes to this point has been prepared. I know that Rabbi Jana has fully prepared each and every bar and bat mitzvah candidate that gets to this point. And if she doesn't feel as though they're prepared, she lets us know and she postpones it. But for each one of the young males and females that reaches this point, everybody in the crowd recognizes some different trait. I mean, everybody is different. And I think the thing that stood out to me, and it was probably after you came back from camp and gave your presentation, was your confidence.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet if I asked your parents, you know, where did you get that confidence, they would probably say that you've always been like that. And what that tells me is it's probably a genetic trait. And probably your siblings will most likely have that confidence as well. But it's not something that everybody has. But it is something that can propel you a long way. It's something that you can always fall back on when you move to another location, when you go to college, or when you choose a profession. And I think that quality is probably something that we all recognize. So I get to present you with the certification, but I also get to present you with this gift certificate to apply to a trip to Israel when you so desire to make that trip. And I've handed out a number of these, and I've never really thought that much about it. But Rachel, I have a 24-year-old daughter that lives and works in Houston, and she's going to Israel in December. And so far, we've dismantled 2 rooms in our house trying to locate this gift certificate. We've probably done 5 times the amount of monetary damage to our house as the gift certificate would recover. But don't take it lightly, because there will be some point that you want to use it and make that trip. Congratulations. You've done a great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gary, you get to stay up and you get to sit down this time. You get to sit down. I've got to find what you are going to be telling us this time. Here you are. Pick what's relevant.
Mazel tov to the Smet family in honor of Rachel becoming a Bat Mitzvah. Blessing of the pets will not be this Sunday due to the forecast of 100% rain. It may be rescheduled for next week. Watch the emails and listen for the one call next week for details. Rabbi Jonna will lead a discussion about ethical dilemmas from a Jewish perspective at 2 p.m. at the Oaks of Louisiana this Wednesday, October 25th. Everyone is welcome. 2 weeks from now, we have Simcha Shabbat, when we bless everyone with birthdays or anniversaries in November. 3 weeks from now, we will have the nifty Southern Conclave right here. If you are joining us for services Friday night of the Conclave, note that we will begin at 6:15 p.m. They need some items and other support. One thing you can help with is that they need 40 empty tissue boxes. Please bring empty tissue boxes to B'nai Zion. You can still fill out the online form or contact the Shifty advisors, Rachel Robichaux or Asher Neerman, to help with the conclave. Oneg Shabbat Friday evening and the Kiddush luncheon today after services are hosted by Esther and Kyle Smith in honor of Rachel. Donations were made to B'nai Zion or for pulpit flowers in honor of Rachel becoming a Bat Mitzvah and in memory of those who came before the family by Rachel's family. In loving memory of Martin Lewis by the Lewis and McGovern families, and in loving memory of Leonard Phillips by the Kallenberg and Phillips families. Thank you, Rabbi.
And when the Jewish community in Shreveport has a simcha, the whole Jewish community comes together. We appreciate that Agudat Achim canceled their Shabbat services so that they could join us. So we invite Cantor up to help explain what their announcements are. It's an awesome thing.
Shabbat Shalom. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, we're supposed to take down our sukkah finally. However, if it does, it'll happen the following Sunday. Please bring work gloves and extra tools. 2 Sundays in a row of religious school classes coming up, and then breaks for the Youth Conclave and Thanksgiving. On Wednesday, November 8th, 2 things are happening in the evening. There's a Federation Board meeting here, and Jonathan Goodman will be the featured artist at the Bossier Arts Council opening reception, which is being held at Boomtown Casino. Our sisterhood gift shop has a clearance table in our lobby, and they're also organizing a raffle for an item. The winner gets to pick any item in our gift shop, up to $100. And that drawing will be held on December 2nd, which is a special Shabbat for us because we're honoring Alex Rubenstein as our Dibner honoree, and we're naming the gift shop for his wife, Carolyn. And then 2 last things. I'm teaching a course on basic service leader skills, part 2, on the following Wednesday, November 15th at 7. And if you happen to have a chance to visit our lobby, we are hosting one menorah from the George Tobolowsky collection, which is on display now at the Meadows Museum of Centenary. They had one small one, which they are displaying in our lobby also. So again, Mazal Tov to the family, Mazal Tov to an amazing, amazing student, and Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom. At this point in our service, we will open the ark for the Aleinu, but before we do that, I will give a blessing to Rachel. So I'm going to ask you to stand longer than just what the Aleinu is going to require, but I'm going to do a quiet blessing to her. She gets a moment of silence with me, in a sense. Cantor, you can go back, please. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, we come up. I ask you to please rise when the ark is open. We continue on page 148. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'al u'shechinat uzo b'govhei meromim hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes zulato kakatuv b'torato v'yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד, אין עוד. We continue in the middle of the next page where we sing, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. And you may be seated. Our thoughts turn to those, we continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. In our congregation, we remember those who have died running into danger in order for us to have the lives that we have. This Shabbat, we remember that there were 28 people in the military who've lost their lives already this year. We remember that 106 people who are police officers have already lost their lives this year. 5 in Louisiana, including one just a week ago who was shot. We've lost 75 firefighters this year, some of whom were lost during the fires out west. We remember the hundreds of casualties from all of the recent hurricanes and fires and floods and earthquakes. As a community, we remember those who died in the Holocaust who have no one left to remember them. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We continue on page 152. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear, but love and understanding can help us pass through the darkness toward the light. Out of affliction, the psalmist learned the law of God, and in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silence in their presence, and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. Thus, even when they're gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are abiding blessing. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us this past month. We remember David Dingle and Louise Gomalski. We remember the parents of congregants, the parents who died within the past year. We remember Kurt Strauss, Shirley Seligman, and Steve Muslow. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Since both of our congregations are represented today, we will read the Yortzeit list from both congregations. It may be interesting to note that our congregation reads the names of those who had their Yortzeits this past week, and their congregation reads the names of those whose Yortzeits will be the coming week. So I will first read our Yortzeit list. We remember those for whom the Yortzeits fell this past week, including Israel Abulafia, Louis Abramson Jr., Asher C. Bronig, Mrs. Isaac Urbisfield, Jenny Fox, Raya Greenberg, Jacob Haas, Albert Katzenstein, Philip Levy, Martin J. Lewis, Charles Lipson, Flora Loeb, Max Maritsky, Sanford Martin Morris, Israel Maurerman, Leonard Phillips, Charlene Udis Richstone, Leo Shalinsky, Mrs. L. Samuel Siegel, Max Toys, and Jake Vedlitz. I think I turned your mic off, sorry.
And we remember those whose Yortzeits will be observed this coming week. Sam Siegel, Zippa Taylor, Max Toys, Bertha Straussman, Bessie Carroll, A.B. Mirov, Charles Rubenstein, and Bessie Wagner.
In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is found on page 155. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba, b'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevarach la'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. You may all be seated, except I'm now going to call up, so that we can all enjoy the Kiddush luncheon, I'm going to call up Abuelo, the Tio, Tia, and Tio. And I'm going to call up all of the siblings and cousins of Rachel, the little ones. The not-so-little ones, the growing-up ones. Yeah, you get to be in this group for one last time. So what's going to happen is, in order for us to have a Kiddush luncheon, we need a Kiddush. So I'm bringing a microphone over here. Yes, just in case. That's why we get to hear you. Down here for him. Okay, let it be for the abuelo and abuela first. Let's grab, would you pass abuelo the Kiddush cup, please? That helps, right? So we are going to join him together. I think we're on page, whoop, that's okay. Do we need it? We don't need it. You don't need that. Just close that. We're going to just say the one line of the Kiddush. We're going to join Abuelo. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. And you can drink and pass. Reach in and get the challah. And now, in order for us to eat, we have to also say the blessing for the bread. So let's see what this looks like. What? It's a beautiful challah. It's homemade.
I hold this.
They're going to hold it. Watch, they're good at this. Whoa, kabonk. We're doing the limbo. How low can you go? Ready? Baruch atah lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together. As our joyful prayer is said, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Grab and go. L'te'avon, everybody take. Make sure everybody gets some. Make sure everybody gets some. There's more for you at the tables. So now I'm going to invite Rachel and her family to go out to the Lefkowitz Hall while we sing what's on page 156. You go. Bye. You go. Bye.
Okay.
It was nice to know you. Just chew and go. This way they'll be ready to greet you when you get there. We're going to sing what's on page, no, not 156. We're going to sing what's on page 159. En Kelohenu, en Kadonenu, en Kemalkenu, en Kemoshienu, Michelohenu, Michadonenu, Michemalkenu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Elohenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Please rise for the closing benediction. I appreciate more than I can say that you are here to celebrate Shabbat with us, and Rachel's becoming a Bat Mitzvah with us. I hope you go and give her lots of hugs and kisses. She did a great job. Could you tell she was a little nervous? You couldn't tell. She was a little nervous. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you, and may God grant you the gift of peace. Shabbat shalom. Lots of simchas. Go celebrate. Lefkowitz Hall is down the hall.